Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a new VOD review. This is actually for Kirby. This is Kirby's first ever VOD review as well, so I'm really excited to see how they play. They are a Diamond 5 Mercy and it's a win, and they just want help with positioning and decision making. So I guess we'll kind of like just look at them, how we can position and, you know, how we can make the best decision for our teams as we're going through this VOD. Two very like key things as Mercy is basically your positioning. I feel like at the root of everything that you do as Mercy, it all comes from how you position yourself. So I'm going to be really excited to see how Kirby plays. Obviously, first ever VOD review that I've seen with them. And if you guys want your own VOD reviews, they are on my Twitch. I do them on Sundays for 7,500 channel points. Obviously, I stream as well on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays as well, where you can earn the channel points. They are completely for free. You just like literally just earn them by watching. And yeah, so I guess I get straight into it, I guess. We have Dragoon with the Jade. I think a really great combo. I'm not seeing a lot of people using this combo yet, and I really love it with Jade. I don't know the Leopard Charm yet. I'll find that out as we're going through. But just a quick look at what the team comp that we have. We have an AlphaAli, we have a Cass, a Echo, and a Wrecking Ball. Now, this means that Mercy can actually still push quite a bit of damage boost. Obviously, Ball will kind of like just roll into the backline and will come back when he needs help. Cass, obviously, great damage boost target. Echo, amazing damage boost target. And of course, we have the AlphaAli as well, who obviously does quite a bit of healing as well, especially if her pylon is up and she's, you know, being active with the pylon, but also, once again, a really good damage boost target. So we'll just get into the VOD, see how Kirby ends up doing. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you as well, New Body is one of my favourite maps to play Mercy. I feel like you could do such fun and cool stuff with it. First of all, love that already. If you haven't spotted what Kirby's just done, we've essentially just held the damage boost on until we have properly focused down the Hanzo before going to heal. This is perfect, especially with the damage boost on the Focus Beam. Focus Beam obviously does extra damage when someone's below HP. Stick a damage boost on that, bam, they just get annihilated. Really good beam management so far. Nice positioning, obviously, around the corner. Kind of just leaving Bull to it, which is completely fine. Nice hiding around. If you need to GA though, what you end up doing is you end up kind of rushing your GA, because I think you panic. You're like, oh my gosh, for the Echo, and then you kind of like just GA into the wall. Just, honestly, take that slight brief second just to peek it ever so slightly, and then just GA in. There's absolutely no rush for you here, alright? You already like picked up two like really key people into this team fight. You guys are pretty much going to win this. There's absolutely no rush for you to go and do this GA, like really quick here. Nice GA away, obviously, because you know that Reaper will play close. And you're going to push you forward with Echo, which is completely fine. If you can, try not to just walk out main, as proven by the Hanzo here. You kind of, like, still want to be just, even though, like, yes, you've won the team fight, you know it's going to be safe and everything, just still, if you can, try to play this cover, like, really well, just to, you know, avoid, like, people from respawning and killing that soul. But already, like, really great plays so far. Nice. Just as you're doing this, just obviously keep an eye on your ball. The reasoning is because you are going to be kind of helping heal the ball. Like, I mean, he's obviously rolled back to the AlphaAli now. But you still want to try and, like, keep your ball up. You don't want your ball to die here, especially because you've only got the AlphaAli on point. Because it can mean then that they can quickly rush onto the point and actually get a recontest onto it. So if you can, try just to, you know, like, put the beam onto the ball or put the beam onto your Cass or something. It's not all just about your Echo. Just to make sure that they're staying up, you know, so they don't end up getting the recontest. Nice GA. Obviously, we're going back to the point now, which is fine. Nice once again, go with your Echo. Nice positioning here. Nice. Heal your ball here. We want to try and top up our ball here. The reason is because if you end up topping up the ball and so does the AlphaAli she's doing right now, you guys, this ball will end up kind of going in like quicker than what he is going to be able to do. And then that means that it's going to give your Echo a little bit more room to work with. So just if you can, just try and, you know, top it up. Nice heals. Obviously, healing whenever you can. Just once again, don't rush the GAs if you don't need to. Nice rotation back. Very nice. End up stabilizing the team fight, which is great. Nice staying inside the room. GA out, which is fine. I GA here onto this high ground, by the way, so I'm going to start being a bit nitpicky with you, Kirby, because you're already playing, like, so amazingly. I would make this a GA onto this high ground or a GA onto the boss instead of, like, just a GA up. It just means then that if the Hanzo, No, they don't have Hanzo anymore. So the soldier even. The soldier is just here because obviously you don't know what is going on here right now because obviously you can't see the enemy team. If a soldier decides to walk forward like this, he can just get you down really, really easily. Try if you can still just to, you know, play your high grounds and play your safety as we're doing so. Nice heals onto Cass. Once again, don't rush your GAs. Your ball is still quite healthy. Like, even though, yes, it says he's critical, he's still going to be, what, like 200, 300 HP? And also, there's going to be nobody chasing him down because you know everyone's main now because obviously we peaked it, right? So, as ball is coming out, don't rush to try and get there. Obviously, I like how you use your initiative to use the cast in order to go and help. But honestly, you don't need to rush it. You can just wait for the ball just to kind of, because he's going to roll back to your team or roll back to a health pack. You can then just GA straight to him. And it's so much easier than, what's it called? Then you kind of like rush in and think, oh my gosh, panic, and going, okay? Nice though, really, really great. Nice positioning. I would still stay pushed up here. Because your cast has got a really, really good angle here. And your Echo, can you see how your Echo is really, really out of the team fight right now? Obviously ignoring the Reaper because we haven't seen the Reaper yet. But you see how far back your, let's look at your Echo's POV. Echo is not going to do kind of any damage from this range compared to Cass, who has a slightly longer range and has a better angle. Look where he is on that, on that soldier right now. I want you, because it feels like at the moment, Kirby, you definitely know who your main blue beam target is, which is great. You know that your main blue beam target is going to be Echo, and I feel like, you know, the way that you're managing your beams with your Echo is perfect. However, remember that everyone in the team is damage boostable, and especially in, you know, in the season 9 that we're in right now, it's very, very prominent that as Mercy, we can't just stay with one person anymore because everyone else will just fall over, you know, due to the DPS passive and everything like that. We have to be managing our heals and managing our damage boost with everyone in our team. So what I want you to do is, when you're in a team fight, look to see who is doing the damage at that point in time. Because a lot of the time, it might not be your Echo, because your Echo is like reloading, or, you know, she's rotating, for example. I always, whenever I'm talking about this, I always go back to a key example with Soldier. Soldier is like, obviously has no vertical mobility, and he will just shoot like main, and then he'll go to reload, and then, you know, he'll go behind a cover, or he'll want to go up to the high ground, in which case he has to like up the stairs and everything. There is absolutely no point you beaming someone who is doing something like this, or is completely out of the team fight by rotating. You have a couple seconds there where you can put your blue beam onto someone else. So I'm hoping that example kind of proves well. Another key example is when Ashe is reloading. Ashe's reload can take quite a while. Gives a good time to heal her, but also if she's healthy, stick your beam onto someone else, because they'll be most likely your other DPS or your support or someone else will be peeking and trying to do damage at that time. So just try to utilize your blue beam as much as possible, which is what I'm trying to get at. I'm going to see what we end up doing now, though. So we send Reaper. GA away from him, which is fine. Fortunately, Cassins are getting hooked. I wouldn't walk around this side here. I would actually just stay on this side. The reason is because you know it's safe on this side, because this is where the cart is, this is where your AlphaAli is. You know that there is nobody in this space. However, you know that there's people in this space because obviously, you know, there was the Reaper. There was there's obviously the Hog that's just cooked the cast and everything like that. You know the enemy team is lurking around here, and you don't want to give them that free opportunity to get a few shots on you and make you panic, okay? I want you... It's absolutely fine if your Echo goes on the side, that's great. I'll just walk into the side and just keep beaming her. So we can still stay in our beam range, yet still providing, you know, like really good distance and that really good safety from the enemy team. Now see what we end up doing in a second. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Oh, go on. Slade. Okay, I'm going to pause it here and rewind it, because I feel like we get a little bit lost here. So, I would pop Valk now. The reason is because we've heard them use Nano, so we know that they want to, you know, progress inwards with this Nano boost. We know our, our Wrecking Ball is really, really weak, but also our Echo is wanting to go onto a flank. How can we support all of these people and also still provide pressure with our Valk? What we can do is we can pop our Valk here. we can do a quick top up with the ball and then use the ball to GA around to the echo, or we can use, you know, our nice like new height that we've got to GA ourselves up like around this barrier here. Enough time in order to meet back up with the echo, because remember, our echo is kind of doing what I was talking about with the soldier now. Our echo is currently not doing anything because she's waiting for her flight. She's waiting to be able to find the opportunity to go into the backline. Now, we don't need to follow her behind the backline if we know our ball needs help. So, pop the Valk, help the ball, you know, make sure that everyone in the team's okay, and then you can meet the echo around here. But we keep going, because I like the decision too, Val, because you're a bit like, okay, I need to, you know, get back with my team and everything. Love the use of the pistol, because obviously you know that she's going to cut LOS of the beam, so we go in to go finish her. Nice aim as well. Nice heals onto your echo here. We know Reaper's TP. Nice ping as well to let them know. Nice, we obviously have to help Echo here, so that's fine. Just stay on the ground here. There's no need for you to like GA upwards here because you're not being contested by anyone. Obviously, you know, the soldier's on the low ground, so you actually make it like jumping up actually helps him like provide the LOS onto you. Compensates with this hard cover. Obviously, Reaper has just gone. Hog will not be able to get us if we're kind of like just playing on this high ground like back here because its hook will not reach. Moira can't reach us. So we're really, really safe if we just kind of like just sit on this high ground for a second. Nice. If you can, try to put your beam onto someone that's just been hooked. Because the quicker you get the beam on, it can actually, you know, allow the cast to be healed up. And it actually won't get the combo off for the hog. We're appealing back to Echo, which is fine because she's on the flank. Nice J on support here. Nice. And we end up capping it. Overall, I'm really, really impressed so far, Kirby. This is really, really great Mercy gameplay. You obviously know... Reaper's above you. You obviously know how to play Mercy really, really well. And I really, really appreciate that. Nice. So we're going back to payload now. Because obviously, you know, nobody's pushing it. We're on Ashe now instead of Echo. Which is fine. I feel like in these past two couple GAs, are you just trying to reposition back to where you were because you've decided to back off like this, okay? Just play your cover. Play behind this, what's called this car or something. The reason why I think that you're trying to play back is because you know that Reaper has Blossom, which is completely fine. Absolutely, you know, the best, you know, you should be doing that, you know, play your distance because you know the Reaper's got Blossom. But at the same time as well, Blossom can still be blocked by hard pieces of cover, like this car, for example. So we can play here. If we see the Reaper wanting to come in, or another key example is we can play like around this pillar here because obviously our cast is kind of playing this side of the payload. Normally if people were playing this side of the payload, you kind of like play over here, but because the cast wants to play this side of the payload, you can actually just play behind here. Once again, Blossom, oh, I'm behind cover, you know, so just try if you can to utilize that. You can even play up on here if you desperately want to as well, because you can get your beam onto your cast down here. But I feel like you've ended up kind of doing this like little GA back off, all about beam range, GA, you know. So if you can, try just to, you know, keep that beam range, yet still play safely, if you get me. So you use the cover around you. Think, how can I still be in beam range with this someone, yet still be safe from the upcoming Blossom that we know is going to be coming. But anyway, nice. Nice heals onto AlphaAli. Nice. Obviously, you ping the Reaper. Nice playing back again. Just at the same time, while you're doing this, still try to play your cover. Nice. Once again, play your cover here because I feel like you're kind of like just out in the open. Nice. We spent all that time being so careful with the Blossom and we end up GAing into it. Let's have a quick look. Okay. So this is completely fine. Obviously, I have no issues with this. This is actually a really good position as well. Obviously, you being up here. Just if you're positioned here, try just keep looking up at this high ground here. The reason is because obviously we've heard the Reaper down here now, so we know where the Reaper is. But at the same time, it could just like randomly appear from here because Reapers do that. So if you can just, you know, keep an eye on that high ground. Love your positioning right now. This is really, really great. I don't understand why you drop it though. We can, I feel like if you want to drop the positioning here, drop to play around this pillar here, or just G yourself further up onto this high ground. Obviously, up on the high ground is a little bit more risky. So I think I would definitely recommend the pillar more. But we need to, like, you know, instead of you just like J'ing out into the open like this, because let's say the soldier didn't just die to the Ashe there, the soldier's still alive, and he's like stood here, which is, you know, where like he would have been. He would have been like around this area here, and you're dead. Okay. So if you can, honestly, like, biggest piece of advice with Mercy positioning, which bear in mind as well, your position is really, really good, Kirby, do not get me wrong. Like, I feel like your positioning, especially at the start and everything, you know, you, especially when you're playing your Echo, you know how to position yourself within that cover if you can. Try to amend that positioning ever so slightly and just kind of think to yourself, how can I be out of LOS of the enemies as much as possible? I love your position already. This isn't me, like, you know, like, having to go with your positioning. It's me just kind of tweaking it ever so slightly just to make it even better than what it already is, okay? It's like going from, like, a good to an outstanding, you know, if you get me? Because it's already, like, you already have, like, really, really good positioning. So we keep going. Okay, so we know Reaper still has Blossom, right? So I don't understand why you GA in here. In a second, this GA. Why do we do this GA? We don't need to do this GA because we know the Reaper still has his Blossom and we know that he's still alive. We know that if we huddle together as a team, as the rest of our team have done, we will end up falling to the Blossom, okay? So if we can, just play behind the cart right now. Or if you want to make this rotation, obviously we have to rotate out here, but at the same time, I would wait till we know that the Reaper is not going to Blossom before we do that. So play back. Play back over here. And just wait it out because you can obviously, you can go and res the Ashe. You can also get your beam onto anybody who's like, you know, peeking you from the other side of the cart. But your best bet is just, honestly, just play your live, play that distance. We don't need to G into our team here. Now, we end up, you know, surviving it because we end up kind of going behind the payload, which is really, really great. Nice Valk. Nice. Nice. Leave the healing for after Valk for some extra ult charge, or leave it for your AlphaAli so she can get her ult. But over that though, I can't fake the. That's really early. Sorry, I got flipping shocked by the AlphaAli. I was like, she's using her ult so like early, and it scared me. Yeah, but overall, I didn't have any problems with that Valk. I felt like the Valk was, like, really, really great. Love how you go straight away for that res. And then, obviously, you know, you have that escape route of that cast, which you end up using. Really, really nice. Love your positioning as well. Obviously, you're using the slope in order to, like, play out the way of the visor and everything. Overall, I don't have any issues with that Valk. Really, really good Valk. Really well timed and really well played. So we end up damage boosting the AlphaAli. Love that. Love your positioning here. My main key thing here is we're still playing really, really passively. Why, you know, why are we out of this team fight? We're playing so passively right now. We can actually go in here. We can play a little bit more aggressively and play with our cast right now because what's going to happen is this AlphaAli has hit a roll. This AlphaAli has started to ult early. That's obviously for a reason. It's because, you know, the Reaper who's switched to Hanzo now is actually died. I'm so confused. Hold on. I've completely lost it. Oh, he must have literally just come out of spawn. Okay. So, this is fine. I love this. Now, we push up. We can because AlphaAli has hit this ultimate, we know, obviously, that we want to try and follow up on that damage. Flick yourself around to help your cast right now. Your cast has got a really, really good angle here that could definitely, like, you know, get a few people. Obviously, we can't help Ball because Ball's like completely the back line, but to be honest, when you play Ball with Mercy, you kind of like just let the Ball do his own thing and only let it come back to him. But yeah, definitely push up here, you know, just when it comes to AlphaAli, just try and damage boost to the start of it. You don't desperately need to damage boost the rest of her, you know, like her shooting and everything like that afterwards because other people can also have an effect on that ultimate. So I would jam myself around here. I'm gonna be you. So I'm gonna play here. I'm playing with my cast here. Okay, I jam myself forward a little bit and get a little bit risky. Maybe I do a little super jump up onto this height, like this little height or something like that, basically. But we want to follow up with this cast right now. We want to, you know, follow up on this cast. Because what ends up happening is he ends up falling. Because we are too busy being completely out the team fight. So I want you to be a little bit more aggressive here. And remember, like, we can damage boost everyone in our team. We don't have to sit back and wait for our little Ashe to come back before we can, you know, do anything. So definitely just wait it out. What? Sorry, don't wait it out. Go and push up with your cast. If your cast falls, that's fine, because you have a GA target. You have your AlphaAli in order to get out. You also know you got Ashe, and then we could maybe go back up for a res. But still commit with this cast, because they've ended up helping get a pick onto the Hanzo, and we're pushing up on this Mercy that was, had just used her GA and is completely, like, by herself. But we keep going. Nice heals here. Obviously, we use mines. Nice. Obviously, we're just healing ball here. Keep heals on ball. We go up to Ashe. Nice. I peek out a little bit sooner here in order to heal up the ball. The reason is because you want to heal up your ball right now because you just got to pick. We don't want this Mercy to go and res, and we want to really capitalize on these mines as well. We want to play this team fight fast. So help top up your ball by peeking a little bit, just so you can put your beam onto him. Because if you kind of peek, if you play here, the hands will kind of reach you because he's playing on point, and we know that he's not playing like round the back where the mines are, because obviously he would have been zoned by the mines. This gives us a perfect opportunity to go out, top of the ball, allow the ball to roll in quickly, and then you could go straight back to damage boost and Ashe. Okay, but I feel like we need to help our ball out a little bit sooner here. Nice position. Nice. Okay, so we know D.Va's gonna be coming forward, so we create that distance. I would have just peeked out here. We could peek out here and use the ball, who was like about here-ish at the time, to GA out and get back to our Ashe. But to be honest, I feel like this is a bit of a lost team fight now, unfortunately, because our Lori ends up falling. Yeah. Fortunately, a lost team fight because our Lori ended up falling. I feel like, okay, Kirby, I'm going to be honest with you. I like your Mercy. I really like how much you are enabling this Ashe. However, I feel like because we're enabling this Ashe, I feel like we're completely ignoring the rest of our team. Do not get me wrong, your Ashe is really good, and your Ashe is your main blue beam target. Do not get me wrong. However, especially with Season 9 Mercy now, we have to help our team out a lot more. We have to go and peel for them a lot more. We have to, heal people up. And I feel like instead of me, because I used to harp on and on about having a 60-40 damage boost to healing ratio, or even a 70-30 if you're in the higher ranks. Now you need to be playing like 50-50 all the time, or even sometimes more healing beam depending on who your second support is. The reason is because due to the passive and everything, you end up kind of like just healing a lot more. So I feel like it's good that you're enabling your Ashe, do not get me wrong, but try to change your positioning or just be really aware by looking through the walls and looking to see like how your team are doing. So you're not just staying with your Ashe the whole time and be like, yay, Ashe is doing stuff, and then, the team ends up falling over. We still need to be keeping an eye on them and being active with them and being active in the team fight. But we'll keep going. So once again, I would push up a damage boost in your cast here just to make sure that we're getting in that early damage. We could even get an early pick, which could mean that we could just go straight in. Nice heal cast here. Very, very nice. Nice. Nice, we can res that. Nice damage boost. Obviously, cast goes into the small room. Nice. I appreciate this flank right now. How did your cast die? Okay, it's died, so that's fine. That's not on you. I like this aggression here because obviously this Ashe is taking a really, really good angle. You know that she's being aggressive. This is a perfectly fine time in order to go and take that risk and take that initiative to go on that flank. Currently, Ashe has got a really, really good angle on everyone, and she's just gonna flank behind while obviously your team will like pressure from main. This is a completely fine time because your Ashe will want to make this play. If you don't go with your Ashe right now, your Ashe will die. So this is perfectly fine. You go in like this. Unfortunately, your Bob isn't falling. Ooh. Okay. If we want to use this Valk, we just need to GA ourselves straight to our team and help them out. The reasoning is because we can actually win out this team fight if we Valk here. I appreciate... Now I've looked back on it and I've seen it again. I appreciate this Valk. This is a good Valk. However, you do the wrong thing with the Valk. You end up kind of like just playing up here because you want to go and res the Ashe, and you make it really, really obvious you want to res the Ashe. If you want to make it not obvious that you want to res someone or really like bait someone out in order to get the res off, what you want to do here is, because so Ashe dies as we pop the Valk, that is fine. We have a GA. Quickly, just fly around here, GA to your team, and like get away from the D.Va. Go and play up here. The reason is because the D.Va will then have to fly back main. As soon as she uses them boosters, we have another GA back online. Back to the Ashe. We could then go res the Ashe. At that time, obviously, Ball and AlphaAli are going to push this point forward because of the mines, and obviously, you know, we've managed to zone off the honor and everything. We could make a really good play here. All we need to do here is just kind of pop our Valk, go straight to the team, pull the D.Va away from the res. Even if the D.Va as well doesn't get pulled away from the res, this honor is completely by herself. So if this D.Va is too busy trying to protect the res from you, then you guys will just get the honor. And then the D.Va is just kind of sat there like, oh, well, what do I do now? And then she'll fly back to point and then you can go for the res yourself. It really just depends on how the team fight will play out, basically. But I feel like us just using our Valk for our own survivability here is not the play. And then we end up kind of backing off, which is fine. Nice damage boost. And we end up backing off. But can you see how we could have definitely, like, maybe made a play there? But it's fine. Nice GA. Obviously, we get back out again because we're scared of the Reaper, which is fine. So once again, we're playing very out in the open. Try if we can when we're GAing back to GA to, once again, back to a piece of cover. Just so we're not stood out in the open. We corrected it now, which is great. Nice. Nice damage boost. So glad you managed to say what's called save that bomb. Another key thing is, this is as I was talking about earlier with the Alarial, we don't need to follow up on the entire Alarial because, you know, like, we can just damage boost the beginning of it, because if we damage boost the beginning of it, that'll be enough to help other people out. We don't need to GA ourselves in to help that. Even if we need to GA in with her, we can just quickly do a flick back so we can keep on enabling our Ashe back here. That's fine. I'd be looking to maybe... Oh, no man, she gets antied. I was about to say, I'd be looking to maybe go and help our Alari out at some point. Because she ends up in a really bad spot after revolt, basically. So I'd be looking to try and help her to get out, but unfortunately she gets antied, so there's nothing too much that we can do there. Now it's going back in to go and help the ball. Nice. Nice. I keep my ball up here. Nice. I'd like you to get your beam onto your ball a little bit sooner there, because what you can do is when the ball slams down, you can quickly flip the damage boost onto him and then heal him back up, because when he slams, you can damage boost the slam. But I was, especially because you have the Reaper, I would be really, really worried for the ball to fall here. I feel like you left it a little bit too long to go and heal him. Put the beam onto him a little bit sooner. Remember, your Ashe is not going to go anywhere. She just used her Bob as well, so she's not going to get any... Well, no, she just get ult charged during Bob, doesn't she? I feel... Does she not? Okay, Ashe used to get ult charge during Bob. I believe they changed it. Because looking at that, she hasn't got any ult charge. She used to get ult charge during Bob. But anyways. Nice, we end up getting in. Nice jam to the point in order to get in. So, Kirby, overall, let's start with the positives. I love how you position with your Ashe. I feel like your positioning with the Ashe is great. Oh, nice little changes again. I feel like the way that you position with your Ashe is really, really great. You know, it's obvious that you know how to damage boost with them, you know how to heal with them, you know how to play with them. It's really, really great. My issue with that, though, is the fact that there's a few times where we just end up kind of disabandoning our team, because I feel like it's our, it's our Echo or our Ashe and nothing else, okay? It feels like you kind of feel like you have to just only kind of main blue beam them. Sure, you do go and damage boost others, which is really, really great. Like, for example, I saw you, damage boosting Ilario. There's a few times where you end up damage boosting over DPS. However, I feel like a lot of the time, especially when, this what's called this Bart for Heals person, they end up dying, I feel like you get a little bit lost and you're a bit like, oh, what do I do? My main blue beam's died. Okay, that's fine. Okay. When your main blue beam target dies, think to yourself, okay, who will be the most effective for me to damage boost now? Okay, so this could be your second DPS, this could be your tank, it could be your supports, it could be whoever's doing damage at the time. But you just have to evaluate that situation at that time. But my biggest thing is do not kind of peel back and just kind of play passively like you did a few times. Don't just be like, oh, they've died. Play safe. I want you to be risky, and I want you to go in and damage boost those people that are being like in like really, really like the cast, for example, on third point. Go up and damage boost him. All right. Other than that, though, Kirby, like, really, really great so far, though. Obviously, Valks, I feel like we're quite good. Obviously, we talked about the first one. But yeah, I think definitely we need to try and, like, work on that a little bit. But we'll keep going. Obviously, I like the skin change as well. A lot of people like this one on my streams, because it says it reminds them of, like, a watermelon, like a strawberry. It's nice damage boost at the beginning. Nice. I do a quicker J here up to the soldier, by the way, just because obviously we don't know if they've switched to a Lucio and they're going to be rushing like quickly through main. So I would look to kind of J up a little bit sooner. Once again, don't rush the GAs. Take your time with your GAs. Nice heals here. I'd push forward with your soldier a little bit more here. Nice heals onto Doom. Nice position again. Just open your camera angle up here to make sure that we're still checking on our team. We saw that our Laurie ended up being in a lot of trouble earlier, so I'd be looking to make sure that she's okay before I continue on to go and help with my DPS here, because obviously I want to keep up my second support. Obviously, we know that they're capturing the point as well, so we want to make sure Doomfist is okay. We can also tilt our camera angle slightly in order to, make sure our soldier's okay, who has been up on this high ground. We just want to make sure that everyone is okay still, and we're not just focusing on our, our one singular Genji. Nice damage boost here. Nice positioning as well. Fortunately, your Genji has fallen. Nice. Love how you wait for them all to back off before we go for it. Really, really great. Nice. Really well played so far. We see Genji pushes up. That is fine. Love how you position with this. Nice. So we know they're going to be coming back. Nice how you use your team in order to get out. Really, really great. Nice. I would do a big angle slingshot here in order to get yourself back up onto this high ground, just so we're safe. Nice, we do Genji has Blade. We're going to be the main one to pocket Blade, because obviously we don't have like an Arna or anything. Nice peel. Nice res, obviously we... Okay. There's really good res, because obviously we know that the Doom has gone in, but I don't want to risk the Doom dying for this. Let's quickly rewind it. Because when you're pocketing a Genji Blade, what you want to do is you want to damage boost the swings and then heal up afterwards. So can you see how he does that one sling? We want to try and heal him a little bit quicker after that. Also, if we see him like getting what's called weak, then we want to do that. No, I actually feel like you're right for the res. That's just, unfortunately, your Doom ends up kind of like just diving into the room of 5 people. That's completely not on you. Because even if you heal your Doom, though, you're not going to end up winning it. So I feel like you made actually the right decision to res Genji here. We don't need to Valk here, though. Because remember, we have the pylon. Where when the Genji backs out here, we have pylon and we have your heal beam. That is completely enough healing here to keep him up. And also the team haven't pushed in enough yet. I'd be waiting for the team to push in more kind of like here-ish before, or even like attempted, like, because I know your Moira's, so the enemy Moira's on the point right now, but I'd be waiting for them to push up a little bit more before we Valk, because I feel like we end up popping this Valk too early. In my opinion, I feel like we need to wait it out. I'll tell you when we should Valk. Probably now. I'd probably Valk now. Nice, obviously stolen. Okay, let's quickly look at this. So I feel like I waffled on a bit about the Valk and it ruined my flow. So, we get Genji. We don't need to Valk though. So we notice Moira's on point. That is fine. I just feel like everyone kind of like ends up kind of like just split, to be honest. So it's fine. Nice, obviously you go get the health pack for your own survivability. I don't think you contest this any longer. Yeah. So because you know you're not going to contest this any longer and you see your Doom go into this room, it is fine. Just back off and play to like a cover, go back to your team or something. Because what's going to happen is, even if he's not full HP, that is completely fine. Because he'll re-peek you in a second in order to go and contest his cast, like how he's doing right now. We don't desperately need to stay with him and risk our own positioning in order to keep him up. We can literally just rotate ourselves. Fine, he uses ult. Nasty goes straight back to the Alari. They got noon, so we don't really want to peek it. Just as we're doing so, making sure that we're still keeping an eye on like how the Doom is doing, just to make sure that we can actually get him out. Nice. Ooh, that was risky. Okay, I feel like we kind of lose the Moira here. Let's quickly rewind it and think about how we can do this better. Okay, so Moira has gone in. She's behind the point, okay? Let's think, where can the Moira fade to right now? She can fade to the Mega. She can obviously fade where she went to, okay? How can we duke out this Moira? Go in here. Because we have the health pack still here. We can force, as well, if we force her to come into here, guess who she has to go past? Or guess who will turn around for you? This Hanzo, because if say if you're stood in this mega room here, and the Moira fades in, Hanzo is like right here just to pew 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 and get her, right? I feel like we end up kind of like just losing her and J'ing into her and being a little bit like not aware of where she is basically. It ends up being a little bit risky. But we J away really quick and go to the health pack anyways. But I would go straight for the health pack. Nice. Okay, so we've now switched to a Hanzo. Now, the thing with Hanzo now is the fact that he now needs a damage boost to be able to one-shot. This is because, obviously his arrows alone only do 200 and damage boosted does 250. So it can, you know, one-shot people, one-shot headshot people. Widow is the only character in the game now that can one-shot headshot by themselves. However, I still don't feel like we should be main blooming our Hanzo now, especially because our soldier has visor. I would be looking to main blue beam our soldier now because I feel like he is, in my personal opinion, the better damage boost target. But obviously, we can still damage boost Hanzo, especially if he's going in aggressively. We took too long for that res. I really understand the res, and I love how you're going to do the res. However, Sigma cannot attack you when he's using his grasp, because if he's using his grasp, he's not going to cancel his grasp in order just to, in order just to get to you, because he will just get mowed down by everyone else that's pushed up right now. You just need to res this instantaneously because he's using his grasp. He's not going to be able to kill you with his grasp, okay? But I like the res though. Really, really like smart res though. Unfortunately, it ends up hitting you. You do your best. Yeah. You do your best in order to block the LOS of the ult, which is exactly what you did by going into the room. That is completely fine. Nothing else you could do though, unfortunately, because, you've just come out of this res. It was a really, really good res as well. Cannot fault the res. It's just unfortunate that he just decides to pop his ult and you cannot block the LOS out here, unfortunately. I thought you were going to block the LOS, but it's just unfortunate that doesn't happen. It's all good. You did the right thing throughout that entire thing though, so that's completely not on you. Hopefully your team will back out. We don't, so they end up staggering a little bit, but that's fine. We just reset, go again. And we'll have visor in order to go with. We want to try and pocket the visor. Nice little heroic as we're going past. Love it. I love just the little heroics. Oh, it's so funny. Right, we'll just try and meet Doomfist. We needed to meet our Doomfist here. It doesn't even matter if we end up GAing, but we need to try and keep our Doomfist up here. The reasoning is because we don't want our Doomfist to get staggered, because then this is going to really impact our second point recon test in a second. We want to try and get him so we can end up, like, getting him up as quick as we can. I feel like you could go res him, which is completely fine. Just you need to make sure that you communicate this so your Hanzo doesn't end up falling here. Luckily, he ends up winning the 1v1, which is great. But, you know, make sure that we're communicating that with them and be like, hey, I'm going to go res, so they're not doing anything too drastic. Let's just say that. Nice. Damage boost his punch. As soon as you see the Doomfist punch in like this, just quickly flick the blue beam on and then go back to healing him. It takes like just a second to be able to do. Nice. This is fine. I stay up on the high ground. There's no need for you to drop here because you're really safe on that high ground. Nice ping onto the Reaper. Go on, get her. Get her. Nice. I don't mind this Valk. Oh, go on. Alright. Nice. I like the aggression. This is kind of, I feel like I'm watching like myself play Mercy because I do this exact thing. Like instead of like just, you know, damage boosting the rest of it, I'm a really bad person for doing this, like going out and pistoling people at, like at the end of my Valks and everything, or like just getting the pistol out. I like the aggression though, I really do. Nice. Awesome, okay. Fletcher Hanzo loses the 1v1. Nice res though. Oh, why we go so quick? I was like... Nice. Go vertical here. This is fine that you want to go and help your Hanzo, but go vertical and go up here. The reasoning is because if you go up here, she's then going to struggle in order to get her coalescence onto you, because you've blocked LOS of her. You just doing a little backwards J back here is still keeping you in LOS of the Moira ult. And also, as well, the Moira, yes, she does have her fade jump, which in this case, if she goes up here and fade jumps you, that's really obsessive, but you can just like quickly drop that down and come like back around again. But you want to try and make this Moira's life like as hard as possible in order to get you right now. So you just need to kind of play up here and then just play your life. Like, yes, you can obviously, you know, you can help your Hanzo out at this, you know, if you desperately need to. But at the same time as well, you can still rotate back to your team if you need to. But I feel like us just jaying in and out of this ult isn't going to really do us anything. We're not going back in, which is good. But I would definitely go up here. Nice damage boost. Nice Blake. Just once again, do not rush the GAs. What we can do here is we can still keep the beam on by walking out slightly and then do our GA in and out if we desperately need to. Just once again, don't rush our GAs so we're like GAing into walls. It's the same thing again. I feel like as soon as our Hanzo dies, it's like, oh, that's it. Team fight's over. We can still try and get our soldier back. We don't need to desperately put our beam onto the AlphaAli here. We can still keep our beam onto the soldier as we're backing out here. Don't know whether that would have saved him, don't get me wrong, but we can still make that attempt in order to get him out. So instead of rotating up, and we end up backing round, which is the safest thing, which is great. Beam AlphaAli here. The reason why you want to beam AlphaAli here is for two reasons. The first is because AlphaAli has less HP than the Doom. If you look at the Doom right now, the Doom has 172 HP, whereas AlphaAli would have had like 20, okay? Second thing is the AlphaAli can heal the Doomfist up, and you guys can just keep each other up, basically. Because what you can do is you will keep AlphaAli up, AlphaAli will keep the Doom up, and then we could, you know, try and attempt to, I guess, get this Reaper together. But just a little bit of a bad beam management there. I don't know why your Doom punched in. That's not on you. So they're backing off. Nice heals onto the soldier. We heard Reaper TP, so I'd be looking to back off. Nice. You can hear the Reaper. Nice. If you hear the Reaper, don't bother, like, you know, attempting to ping him as soon as he comes out. Just you rotate to begin with. Just because it's a lot safer. That's fine, because obviously everyone's walking onto you guys right now, so we can't... Nice Valk. I would not res this yet until the Reaper's a little bit further away. The reasoning is because Reapers might just, you know, the Reaper might just like randomly death blossom you. Love how you go behind the cover though in order to get this res off. Do not get me wrong. However, I would look to get these guys to back off before we go for this res, because I feel like we kind of like just go for it where we know that the Reaper has blossom and it's a little bit risky. So just try and like wait for that res. Once again, I would go straight in to go and help our soldier as well afterwards. It's all good, you know, you wanting to go and damage boost the ult, but at the same time, we want to try and keep up numbers before we go to damage boost. So once again, go in to go and help your soldier here, because I feel like it's been a little bit neglected for this game. End up backing round, that's fine. Just once again, keep an eye on your team as you're doing this. It's great that you're going on this flank though. That's fine. Don't J back in. Because we know that the whole hog is still going to be happening, and also you can still hook as well during this whole hog now. I would just play my distance here. I would just do a GA and then buddy hop or a slingshot or just something and play back for a sec. Our ball is really healthy. Pylon's in such a good spot as well in order to help you guys. Just sit and damage boost. Damage boost someone here. We don't need to GA back into him. Because what ends up happening is he will know that you're there now, and if he had a hook, he would just bam bam and then you'll be dead, okay? So just play your distance. Nice with the AlphaAli. Nice position here. Nice. So we're back with Hanzo now. I would not be with Hanzo here. I'd actually be with... oh, no, man. We switched to Torb. I was about to say that. If you're still on the soldier, your soldier would come out main here and then play here. However, because it's on Torb, I kind of, like, respect that you're still staying with Hanzo. Nice. Damage with Storms. Nice. Be careful for Blossom. We still want to try and keep our distance because of that Blossom. Nice. Once again, don't rush your GAs. I feel like once again we're rushing our GAs in order to keep up with Hanzo. We could just take that minor brief second. Nice. Oh, Laura's getting hooked in. We need to make sure we're appealing for her a little bit sooner, but then again, it's her fault for being there. Careful for Hulk hook again. Yep. That's fine, we just need to back off. They're going to have Blossom, so we want to try and place a split from our team. We also don't want to get hooked ourselves. Okay. At this point, it depends on who has done better in this game. Whether you damage boost your AlphaAli or your Torb. I feel like both are quite good damage boost targets right now. It's just completely, it's up to you on which one you want to get the roll first. Obviously, both are, like, quite good ultimates. But just kind of look at this scenario and think, okay, who's the better damage boost? Also, just be careful of these guys coming main. We want to try and, like, G ourselves back to some piece of cover if we can. As proven. Yeah, I feel like we kind of, like, just hanging, like, we end up kind of hanging about main. So that's fine. Okay, so he ends up getting backed off. He ends up getting picked off. It's this GA in a sec. We need to GA ourselves back over to the side now. Because you remember that Overwatch is a bit of like a territory kind of game, I guess, a little bit, in like some kind of essence. Hear me out, okay. You are safe in areas that your team are currently have as space, okay? Which means that areas that they have is their space. So I would say right now, this is kind of like their space up until like this corner, and this is obviously going to be your space. However, you also have this grey area of where the flags are going to be, like for example, this area here where you're stood, because people can come from this angle and they can come from this angle in order to come onto you, which is exactly what happens in a second. How can we mitigate in us, what's it called, being attacked from this angle? Well, can they attack us from here? No. The reasoning is because they haven't crossed over this corner yet, because remember, this is kind of like their territory. It's like this is where they are right now. They cannot come over to here freely, because they'll just like pew 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 and they'll die doing this rotation. You know, they have to push up and make that space before they can do this rotation around here. Which means currently in this like kind of moment in time, this is completely safe for you. And look at the heroes that they're using as well. They have Moira, they have Reaper, they have Hog. All three of them very, very close range heroes, which means that we want to just keep our distance. And if we play at max beam range and we play this piece of cover as well back here, it forces the Hog, it forces the Reaper, it forces the Moira to come forward and try to attack us. So, if we can, play our distance, play back here, play ready for these people, because remember, we know they're going to have Cole, we know they're going to have Blossom, because he's held on to Blossom for like 3 team fights at this point. So we know they're going to have Blossom, we know they're going to have Coalescence. We could possibly think as well they might put it to a whole Hog as well, because, you know, he hasn't used one of them in a while. So if you can, just play back. Play your safety and play here. Because if we play here, I'm going to be you. Just damage boost, damage boost. Okay, we need to go back around. Okay, maybe do a quick like wall bounce back here. Oh, ults. can you see how we don't get hit by any of that? Sure, we can maybe do a GA into, you know, back to here to go and help them out. But can you see how we're completely out of this coalescence now? We're completely out of this Reaper LOS, sorry, Reaper like range, I guess, because we're still in his LOS, but like we're out of his range. That's what we need to be doing. We need to like try and make sure that we're playing that range. Because our bad position there is the reason why we end up getting picked off. Now, we need to have Valk for next team fight, which is great because we need that. We're also neither going to have toy bolts, and we're neither going to have, I say neither going to have, we might not end up getting a L'Oreal. We have Valk, nice. Nice stall. Really, really nice stall. Huge stall. My only thing is when you get to the end of your Valk, make sure you're off the payload. Other than that, beautiful stall. I love how low you're playing on the payload in order to like, you know, try and duke out the hog. I love the GAs and or in order like so, you know, to try and like make your movement a little bit more sporadic. Just the only thing is make sure when you're at the end of the Valk, because you've provided that time for your Hanzo to respawn, you've provided that time for your Hammond to respawn as well. As soon as you know that those guys are there, which you'll be able to see, you know how it says at the top where like the contest is and you can see 1 and 3, that obviously tells you how many people are on the payload right now. You will know now, obviously, let's minus you, so that'll be 2. We know that 2 people on the point. That means we can freely go off it. We can head over here. And just at the end of the team fight, because then what will happen is the hog might be like, oh, I'm so mad at this Mercy, and we'll like try and we'll then try and like hook you, but then everyone else will just, you know, collapse onto him because he's got nobody else to help him now because everyone else has died. So if you can, when you're finishing these absolutely amazing stalls, still keep an eye on your Valk meter and keep an eye on how your team is doing, and then you can back off. Other than that, like, beautiful stall. I have no issues with it. Nice. We have a Lari to touch here, so we don't actually need to go onto the payload. If we see that someone else can touch this other than us and they are safe, then allow them to touch. Nice res. We use our Giano to get away from it. Really, really nice. Absolutely beautiful stall, Kirby. Honestly, your Mercy is beautiful to watch. I love that VOD. I love watching like new people's VODs and they're already like a really good standard because it just fills me with joy because it's like it's so good. You know, so good to watch. Okay, let's talk about things though. So, things we did well. I love how much you are enabling your main blue beam DPS. Beautiful. I don't think you need to change any of that. I say don't change any of it because it comes to my second point, which I guess is like different. But I love how you manage your healing beam with them. I love how much you damage boost them. I love how much you go with them as well because I see so many Mercies that will just like abandon, you know, as soon as the team fight started, it's like, oh, but my team is weak and go straight back to them, okay? I feel like you have the completely different approach where it's like you stay with them no matter what, and sometimes that, you know, that means that we're not peeling back for our team, which I guess comes to my first point is there are certain times in the team fights where we need to be enabling our team as well. Now, this isn't just for ultimates, like for example, a L'Oreal, like obviously they're like really, you know, key ones that stick into your mind. But there's been a few times where either your Echo has been out of the team fight or your Hanzo or whoever it was out of the team fight. And you were kind of like a little bit lost. It was like you were playing back, you were playing safe, and you didn't really know what to do. Still try to damage boost those people that are in that team fight, you know. Still damage boost your Cass, for example, who's taking a really good angle. You can still damage boost your Doomfist. You can still get so much value as Mercy, even if your main blue beam target has completely died. So, first thing is, if you can, when your main blue beam target is gone, or they're rotating, or they're out of the team fight, look for someone else to damage boost and enable, because that will really, really help you out, okay? What was I going to say for the other bits? Reses were good. I feel like I don't really have too many issues with your reses, and to be honest, it's not the biggest thing you need to work on because your reses were really, really good. Like, obviously good positioning with them, just certain timings needed adjusting, but we talked about them on a case-by-case scenario, so don't really need to go into that too much. Valks were good. Obviously, we talked about the bad Valk, the first bad Valk that you did, but the rest of the Valks I feel like were pretty, like, good Valks, well done Valks and everything like that. Obviously about the positioning, I feel at there's certain points where your positioning is really, really great. Like, your positioning is so good. And then there's just certain points where I feel like you kind of like just let it slip, or you kind of like just forget about it. I want you to be really actively thinking as you're playing and think to yourself, where's the safest place I can be? Where is, you know, what does the enemy team have? What ultimates are they going to have? What distance are they for me, you know, in order to position? So we don't have to get picked off like that last team fight, because we could definitely survive for a little bit longer on that last team fight if we played our positioning properly. Although the positioning was pretty good, just, you know, make sure we're still not standing out in the open, and make sure that we're pushing up and looking for where that safety is to push up with people. There was one other thing I was gonna say, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, don't rush your GAs. I feel like you kind of panic as soon as someone you think is gonna be out of your beam range, or they end up going around somewhere, and you kind of like panic and you GA into a wall. It's fine. Take that, because obviously, even if it disconnects the beam for like a little bit of a second, it's absolutely fine. Do not worry about it. Take that slight, like half a second, to move around that wall so you get a clean GA instead of you just like GAing into a wall, because you taking that extra second is actually going to save you time in the long run. Because let's do a quick like thing for you. Let me quickly go into the practice range and I'll show you. Because if we look, as soon as it loads in. Okay, let's say okay, hold on. Let's say I'm in beam range with this target and he's like walking over there, okay? If we're behind this wall and we go, that's not a really bad wall to do it off. Hold on. Let's use this one, okay? So my bot is wanting to walk over there now, and I'm behind this wall and I'm like, ah, and then we GA. And then we GA. And then we okay, we'll do it from the side because there's no bots on the side, okay? The bot is going over there now, okay? And we want to GA, but we're behind this wall. And then we have to walk forward in order to like try and get back to them, or like try and salvage the GA. Compared to all they start walking, they're slightly out of beam range now. But it's fine. And you're saving time by taking that slight little second just to kind of make sure that we're keeping up with them. But other than that, though, Kirby, an absolutely beautiful VOD. I hope to see more from you as well in the future. And hopefully you take on my advice as well, because you definitely can be such a really, really good Mercy player if you just take on that little bit of a piece of advice. Make sure you're still enabling the entire team. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for the VOD. Obviously, you know, let me know if you have any questions, Kirby. But once again, thank you so much for everyone on YouTube as well as on Twitch that have been watching this. You guys can get your own VOD views, the over 7,500 channel points. I do more with Twitch on Sundays, but I'll stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. Remember, the VODs are completely for free. All you have to do essentially is just turn up to the streams, earn your 7.5k channel points, and then once you have them, turn up on Sunday and redeem the VOD, and I'm more than happy to do it on stream for you guys, and then they get uploaded obviously onto YouTube afterwards. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!